Hello and welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen and today I am making a minty soap using this fragrance, Purely Peppermint from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And this is such a nice mint scent. It's very minty, but it's not like a sharp mint. It's got a little sweetness to it. It does have a little vanillin in there, so it says it discolors to a light and tan, and that's okay for the colors that I'm using today. Let me tell you, I've got this apple green mica from Be Scented. Isn't that beautiful? I haven't soaped with this yet, so I'm really looking forward to trying this out today. And to complement the greens, because I'm thinking mint is green, you know, I have this pine mica from Be Scented also. So these two together are going to be the minty green swirls in this soap. I will be doing a goat milk in oil method today for the soap, and that's pretty much all. It's just going to be minty. I'm going to let the fragrance and the green color speak for itself. I'm not sure about the top yet. We'll see when we get there, see how the soap is behaving. This fragrance did get great reviews, that it didn't cause acceleration, separation, or ricing, so we will see. We're going to give it a go. Let's come back. I'm going to get everything pulled together and let's come back and make some Purely Peppermint soap. All right, it's soap additives time, but first I want to show you, I was sitting here thinking about the soap, and I think I want to do it in the Pot Swirl today, and I got to thinking about the top, and so I got some just plain rock salt, spritzed it with isopropyl alcohol and a little bit of that apple green mica and tossed it around. So I'm going to put some of this green salt down on top. I just thought it looked really pretty, and I wanted to do it. So there it is. That's ready to go. Let's get the additives in here, oils and butters. The fragrance is already in here. This is my goat milk in oil method. Been loving that. And I can get a pretty generous portion of milk in the soap doing it this way, so I've been very happy with that. All right, kaolin clay and colloidal oats. You know the drill. It's what I love to do in my soaps. There they are. This fragrance does say it discolors to a tan, so I may add a little TD in the uncolored portion just so those greens pop. But anyway, let me get this mixed in and we'll get on to making soap. All right, it's time to add the lye, and in here I have my distilled water that I have dissolved 2 tablespoons of cane sugar in. Then I snipped up my tuss of silk fibers, poured the lye over the top, and topped it all off with some sodium lactate. That's what's going on in here. And I am going to hand stir this to emulsion, and then I will split off and stick blend each of the colors just to make sure everything's behaving and kind of tracing at the same time. When I do in the Pot Swirl, I like them all to be the same consistency. Sure smells fine down here, I tell you what. And it's just too early to do. This would make a wonderful peppermint Christmas soap also, but I'm still doing my fall range, and the mint plants are just in abundance right now. The end of summer, the mint is just going crazy. So I was just thinking of, you know, end of summer, early fall gardens with the mints and different kinds. There's so many different kinds of mint. I have a friend who has a chocolate mint plant and just straight up peppermint and spearmint, and that's just amazing to me. All the varieties. Okay, I've got my colors dispersed in just a little bit of water. This is my pine, this is the green apple. They're both gorgeous. I've got emulsion, so I'm going to go ahead and split, and then we will stick blend each individual color. All right, it's the next day, and I'm very anxious to see how that In the Pot swirl came out. It was very fluid when I poured it, so I'm hoping it didn't muddy up too much. But let's talk about the top. Is that beautiful? I'm just loving the colors. This smells so good. Let's get in here and see what we've got going on the inside. All right, it's time to cut these awesome peppermint soaps. I am loving the top and that salt. Looks like it muddied up a little on the inside, but let's get in here and see. You know, it's not that big of a deal, but it's still beautiful swirls. Let me see. There we go. If it's a little muddied, as long as it's swirly and wonderful. So let's see here. There. Well, it did muddy up a little on the inside. That's a bit of a bummer, but it's still really pretty. And let me tell you, it gets that minty vibe across for sure. So the good news is this fragrance performed beautifully. It took a while to thicken up, and I poured it when it was a little too liquidy. So I would definitely revisit this fragrance. It smells great and it performed like a dream. They were seeing some swirls. I just think these are minty and happy. Makes me think of a garden mint, all the good things. If you like mint, I think these would be a hit for you. And okay, so I cut it with the salt side down, and it even with the salt down, it still caused the wire to bump around a little bit. Not a big deal, but yeah. That's when there's chunks on top of your soap, you've got to think about cutting. All right, let's get the next one in. These just make me happy. Something about the mintiness and the colors, they're kind of soothing. Again, I don't know how else to describe it. It's not a sharp mint. It's got a sweetness to it. It's kind of a mellow mint, which I really like. I'm very, very happy with the fragrance. And there we're getting some swirly whirls in here. Yeah, these just are soothing to me.